Welcome to Teignmouth, sunny Teignmouth. Today we're somewhere a little different. It's the 200th anniversary of the RNLI. This year, some of you may know, but groundsman Chaz has been involved, not for 200 years, but for quite a long time with the guys. So we thought to celebrate that, we'd come down, show you where Chaz can be found of an evening, and just run through why the RNLI is so important and what they can achieve. So let's go find them. Good afternoon, Chaz. How are you doing?
Mate. How you doing?
Nice to see you. Thanks for inviting us down today.
Welcome down. Welcome to Teignmouth Lifeboat Station.
As I said just now, 200 years of the RNLI this coming year. Well, this year.
On the 4th of March, which is 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away. The RNLI is 200 years old, so we're trying to commemorate in many different ways, and obviously bring it to the attention of our fans and the football community in general. So yeah, all good. So yeah, welcome to Teignmouth.
So we normally see you cutting the grass and getting the pitches ready, but obviously outside of that, you're a very busy man.
Not that busy. Obviously, volunteered down the station here for 28 years. When I was started when I was 30. Something that I sort of had gained a passion for. I've always been involved with water and water sports and fishing, and thanks to my dad, and wanted to give a little bit back. So at the ripe old age of 30, I decided to volunteer and come down here and start. And I started as a crewman, and was lucky enough to become the mechanic and the helmsman, and then the senior helm. And then the opportunity arose to, when I moved to Exeter for work, the opportunity arose to, they were looking for a station manager, and they said, would I do it for a couple of months? And that was 13 years ago. So I've been here as station manager for 13 years. So when I'm not looking after the pitches for the players, I do spend a bit of time down here, particularly training, all of us training. And obviously when the pager goes off, pretty much whenever I'm at home, pager's on. So if anyone needs help, then myself and the guys and girls respond to the pager, and we do our best to keep everybody safe on the sea. So yeah, it's a really enjoyable thing to do, and makes good use of my time.
I think the key word there is voluntary as well. It's a bunch of you guys and gals who do this voluntarily, and I guess if anyone is thinking about they've got spare time and they want to get involved, it is something that you would suggest they find out more about.
Yeah, it's a voluntary service, so there's no money involved, which makes it unique. It is exciting at times, it is sad at times, very rewarding most of the time, but there's multiple different ways you can get involved. If there's obviously being on the boat, being in the shore crew, so the operations team, which is who respond to the pager and run out of this room. And then there's multiple other things to do, some of which will be at the football club on Saturday. There'll be a little stall, the sea safety team, and they're equally as important as we are. We do the scooping out the sea and rescuing people, but they concentrate massively on trying to stop people getting into trouble, or if they do get into trouble, make sure they know exactly what to do to give us the best chance of getting out there as quickly as possible and rescuing them. And there are multiple different things on with the sea safety team, and little things like float to live and all that sort of stuff. But there's also, because we're a voluntary organisation, we don't get any funding from the government or anybody else. And it's all done by legacies and the fundraisers. So Teignmouth also has its own fundraising team, and as do other stations. And those ladies and gentlemen go out and put on fetes, coffee mornings, support different events, and shake a bucket, and also raise money in many other ways to make sure the service runs, and lifeboat stations like this are fully supported and are able to function and be a life-saving service.
Brilliant. Well, while we're here, I guess it'd be rude not for you to show us around.
Okay. So here's the operations room. This gets a bit frenetic when the pager goes off, but other times it's a training area. So we've got information around the place. we've got charts there for plotting where we're going and where we've been. So that's all good. This is the desk that myself or people of the other launch authorities sit at, and we log everything that's going on. That's the pager system you're looking at there. So that will set a pager off, and that's a pager here, look, so you know what it looks like. So if that thing bleeps away, then you know it's all very exciting, and that's when it all goes off and we get down there as quickly as possible. So here's the crew room where we sort of do the learning side of it and relax a little bit, and then the bit of a tea and coffee making area. And as we walk through here, we come into, this is where the guys and girls get changed. That's their dry suits, life jackets, helmets, and then the shore crew who get us in the water, all their high vis stuff and their boots. So it's all a bit tight when you've got a few people in there, but it's what we've got, and that's how we do it.
How many of you are there here?
There's approximately 20 boat crew, about 12 shore crew. So those are the guys that drive a tractor and do all the hand movements to get the rig in the water. And then there's sort of five launch authorities who basically try and make sure we do everything properly and support both the boat and the shore crew in making sure we've got everything we need and everybody's kept safe and everyone goes home at the end of the job. So that's the main important thing. Yeah.
To be involved, do you have to live local, or is there a certain distance that you can?
To be operational, you need to live within pager distance, which is approximately 5 minutes from the station in ideal world. But there's also other roles you can get involved in. There's press roles, there's health and safety roles. There's all sorts of things you can do if you don't live close enough. But equally, you can work close. If you work close enough and you're here for a large chunk of the day, and your employer is happy to let you go, then obviously you can be an operational crew. If you have enough time near to the station, you don't have to live here. So we have some guys that live in Newton Abbot, but they work locally and they give us a load of their time. So yeah, there's all sorts of options, and then there are other multiple different roles if you want to get involved. That's great as well.
One more question while we're in here. How long does it take to get one of these suits on? Because it doesn't look like it's
well,
it
used to take me, and not very long at all when I was active crew, and the guys get changed very quickly. But it'll be less than a minute by the time you get in here, which is interesting when there's 4 of you trying to do it. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, it's you put it on as quickly as you need to. Obviously, it needs to be put on in the correct way, and you put undersuits underneath. So, but the key thing is to get here and get it on, because by the time you're putting that on, the shore crew are ready in the tractor and disconnecting everything, and then by the time we've got outside, you've got 2 or 3 minutes to put your suit on and get briefed on the job. So yeah, it's all good stuff.
Excellent.
And then we come into the this is where it all happens. Bit of tractor porn here. This is affectionately known as a fish tank, because it looks like a fish tank tractor, and this can wade in if it needs to into the water, sort of up to there really, and you stay dry. That's because the beach is undulating and it does move about a bit, so we do need to, and that boat needs to be pushed in so far that it's going to get off, not hit the sandbanks or anything. So amazing bit of kit, great to drive. I mean, I drove this sort of thing when I was a very young man many moons ago, and so it takes me back to my roots and stuff. But it's a great bit of kit, and this is actually the first one, TW01, and I only think it's only done like about 400 hours.
Oh, really?
And it's literally ancient, it's probably best part of 50 years old, I would think.
So now you say there's no funding for this place, from the government or anything?
The funding is all done by volunteers raising money.
But this kind of kit must
cost
that's
a lot
big,
of money serious,
to
mate.
maintain.
And this is small fry compared to some of the bigger stations. I'm not 100% sure how much these are, but I know the boat's over 300,000. So and that's all sort of all good stuff. So, but yeah, so you can come and have a look at the boat.
Has a name, I see.
Yeah, no, that's the trailer,
Oh,
Magic
okay.
Marjorie. That's the
Does
lady.
the boat have a name?
Yeah, the Magic Marjorie is the lady who donated the money for the trailer, and I think the trailer's about 20 grand, and that's the second trailer she's donated. The two Anns is in memory of two Anns, a wife and sister of a gentleman, and they give us this boat. Can't remember how long ago it was now, but this is an Atlantic 85, so it's 8.5 meters long. It's got twin 115s on the back, which will safely propel it at about 35, 36 knots, which is about 40 mile an hour. It's fully electronicked up. It's got all the radar. It's got directional finding radio, fully kitted up with first aid kits, oxygen, and so if we get to a shout and we need to, we need to keep somebody alive to get us home, that's great. And yeah, amazing bit of kit. It will go out in the greater majority of weathers.
Yeah.
There are some conditions which we have to be very careful of, and then we get supported by either Torbay or Exmouth. But 9 times out of 10, we're quite sheltered here. We launch into the estuary, so it's very sheltered, and then we have to get out into the sea. And most of the time, as long as there's enough water, we can get out and do our job, and often be supported if there's a bigger job by the local flank station. So often you won't just see one lifeboat launch, you might see 3 if we all think we can help each other. But yeah, so this is the crew. A lot of history around the walls of all the great pictures, amazing stuff. And contrary to popular belief, I'm not in any of these. But there's the Teignmouth lifeboat station back in the day, so I'm not 100% sure when that was, but I can tell you what number's that. 16. Number 16 is 1896.
Yeah, wow.
So that's 1896, and I wasn't around at that point.
This
isn't me.
The boat's come on a little bit since.
The boat's come on a little bit. It was rowed at that point. Yeah, so they had oars, and they would all man the oars to get out over the bar to save everybody. So
I guess this is a strange kind of business in the sense that it'd be better if you never had to use this boat,
Yeah, the whole idea is that we don't need to be launched, and that's where the sea safety team come in. They're massively important, so they'll be at the club on Saturday. Alan Harwood, great friend of mine, he does that side of it, and he'll be there to offer advice and give little trinkets out to the kids. It's prevention. We want to prevent, the same as the fire service and any other rescue service. You want to try and prevent accidents happening, and that's where the education program comes in, and that's where the awareness to a lot of the people at the football club. Although we're here, and it's a great thing to be involved in. We hope we never have to come for anybody, but sadly we do, and we will. But the key message is to prevent us having to be launched by not getting into difficulty, but people will get into difficulty. And the amazing thing which we are starting to celebrate and acknowledge is that this service has been going for 200 years on the 4th of March, which is one of the reasons we're doing this interview, just to raise the profile, raise the awareness, so if anybody sees it, they understand what it's about. But equally well, this station in the summer is open for people to look. There's a shop next door for goods and souvenirs, and that money funds goes into the coffers. But say in the summer you can come and do what we're doing today. I know Exmouth has got a fantastic station with a beautiful boat, and Torbay as well. So the local flag stations, and anywhere around the country, especially in the summer, you can visit the stations, pop your head in, have a little look around. Your kids should have a look at it and understand it, and maybe even one day volunteer themselves to save others. So it's all about raising awareness of the RNLI, what we do, and what we try and do as far as sea safety and keeping people out of trouble. Yeah, I'm really proud to be involved, and say over half my life I've been doing this, and hopefully I'll be going for a few more years down here. So because I only live on the seafront, I'm very lucky that I get here pretty quick, and I can help as many people as I can. So yeah, it's all good fun.
Whilst you obviously you don't want the boat to have to go out, but when it does, is it rewarding to be able to save people and to know you've done something to help them? Yeah,
it is. You don't think of that at the time. You just come down here, somebody needs some help, and you go out and deal with it. Quite often it's quite sad, and you offer a bit of support to the person. We've got a nice crew room in there, and it's a safe place for people to come. Get involved in all sorts of things. You never know when the pager goes off exactly what it's going to be. We get a call from the Coast Guards and the launch team, which is the guys that are sort of close to me. We'll make a decision as to whether we go literally immediately or whether we can wait 10 minutes and get a few different people on the boat. No, it is rewarding, but you don't sort of see it like that. You just see it as, if you can help somebody in distress, doesn't matter whether it's on a lifeboat or whether it's in the street. Well, I'd all like to think that we'd all look out for each other, and that's what it's all about. Just basically looking out for other human beings, and if we can all do that, then the world's a better place.
And on the flip side of that, I guess comes with the territory. You've probably seen some not very nice things. I mean, do you guys get support as well with the kind of things that you have to deal with?
Yeah. The RNLI operate a trim system where, and we also have self-supporting, because quite a few of us have seen some nasty things. We've been affected by it, and we are affected by it. Like anybody who sees anything, any ambulance service, or even any person walking down the street sees something nasty, we all sometimes need to just talk about it and offer each other a bit of support. But definitely within the service, you get a real support network where you can get support within your own station, but equally well, there's other people you can talk to, and they help you through the difficult times. And then what tends to happen is once you've done one or two yourself, you then can offer people who are coming into the service, you can offer them that bit of support, and and keep an eye on them. Really, it's like any of us, we all keep an eye on each other. Even though we say we're all right, we aren't necessarily. And often, if you know someone well enough, you can do that. You can say, listen, I've been there, I know what it's like. So this is how I dealt with it, and and that's the way it goes. Really, It's about looking after each other, isn't it?
I guess just to end as well, it would be great for fans who are coming on Saturday to check out the stall that's at St James Park, and also if anyone wanted to find out more, or that isn't there, wanted to find out about volunteering, how do they go about that?
Well, the RNLI has a fantastic website, so get straight onto the RNLI website, and it'll point you in all different directions, whichever way you want to go. Go into any station and speak to the people at the station, and you'll always be, if you've shown interest in the RNLI, I know for a fact the type of people we have will show an enthusiasm in you, and if you think you've got something to offer or you just want to inquire, then websites, RNLI stations, or anybody with anything like that on their chest will often be happy to, like I am, to chat for hours about it.
Chaz, thank you for everything you do for the club and here. This is more important, realistically, what you're doing here. So thank you, and I guess we'll catch up with you again soon on this.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you just do it because that's the way you are, and no need to thanks. We just do what we got to do.